Now recognize the gentleman from Virginia, Mr. Griffith, for 4 minutes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Appreciate you being here. Let me state up front that I share the privacy concerns that you've heard from a lot of us, and I appreciate your statements and willingness to, help us figure out a solution that's good for the American people. So I appreciate that. Secondly, I have to say that it's my understanding that yesterday Senator Shelley Moore Capito, my friend in my neighboring state of West Virginia, asked you about Facebook's plans with rural broadband, and you agreed to share that information with her at some point in time, get her up to date and up to speed. I was excited to hear that you were excited about that and passionate about it. My district is very similar to West Virginia as it borders it, and we have a lot of rural areas. Can you also agree, yes or no, to update me on that when the information is available?
Yes, Congressman. We will certainly follow up with you on this. Part of the mission of connecting everyone around the world means that everyone needs to be able to be on the internet. And unfortunately, too much of the internet infrastructure today is too expensive for the current business models of carriers to support a lot of rural communities with the quality of service that they deserve. So we are building a number of specific technologies, from planes that can beam down internet access to repeaters and mesh networks, to make it so that all these communities can be served, and we'd be happy to follow up with you on this. I
appreciate that, and we've got a lot of drone activity going on in our district, whether it's the University of Virginia at Wise or Virginia Tech, so we'd be happy to help out there too. Let me switch gears. You talked about trying to ferret out misinformation, and the question becomes, who decides what is misinformation? So when some of my political opponents put on the Facebook that they think Morgan Griffith is a bum, I think that's misinformation. What say you?
Congressman, without weighing in on that specific piece of content, let me outline the way that we approach fighting fake news in general. There are 3 categories of fake news that we fight. One are basically spammers. They're economic actors like the Macedonian trolls that I think we've all heard about. Basically, folks who don't have an ideological goal. They're just trying to write the most sensational thing they can in order to get people to click on it so they can make money on ads. It's all economics. So the way to fight that is we make it so that they can't run our ads, they can't make money. We make it so that we can detect what they're doing and show it less in newsfeed so they can make less money. When they stop making money, they just go and do something else because they're economically inclined. The second category are basically state actors, right? So what we've found with Russian interference, and those people are setting up fake accounts. So for that, we need to build AI systems that can go and identify a number of their fake account networks. And just last week, we traced back the Russian activity to specific fake account network that Russia had in Russia to influence Russian culture and other Russian-speaking countries around them. And we took down a number of their fake accounts and pages, including a news organization that was sanctioned by the Russian government as a Russian state news organization. So that's a pretty big action, but removing fake accounts is the other way that we can stop the spread of false information.
I appreciate that. My time is running. I do want to point this out, though, as part of that, who's going to decide what is misinformation. We've heard about the Catholic University and the cross. We've heard about a candidate. We've heard about the conservative ladies. A firearm shop, lawful in my district, had a similar problem. It has also been corrected. And so I wonder if the industry has thought about, not only are we looking at it, but has the industry thought about doing something like Underwriters Laboratories, which was set up when electricity was new to determine whether or not the devices were safe. Have you all thought about doing something like that? So it's not Facebook alone, but the industry saying, wait a minute, this is probably misinformation, and setting up guidelines that everybody can agree are fair.
Yes, Congressman. That's actually the third category that I was going to get to next after economic spammers and state actors with fake accounts. One of the things that we're doing is working with a number of third parties so if people flag things as false news or incorrect, we run them by third-party fact checkers who are all accredited by this Poynter Institute of Journalism. There are firms of all leanings around this who do this work, and that's an important part of the effort.
Gentleman's time has expired. Chair now recognizes